You there! This is Dave and Jason
Hey!
from DC On Screen. It's that time again. We need help from you to grow our show. But keep listening because there's something in it for you. Give us a 5-star written review on iTunes for a chance to win a free DC trade paperback, DVD, or Blu-ray valued at $15 or less. 1 in 10 will win. The winner will be randomly selected with a number generator on random.org and announced on one of our news episodes. It's pretty simple, really.
Free stuff!
Hooray! Anyway, yeah, seriously, do that. It helps us a lot. It's, like, so good. Anyway, sit back, enjoy this brand new episode of DC On Screen. Welcome into DC On Screen episode 231. I am your host, David C. Robertson. This, my co-host Jason Goss.
Hello.
Today we are going to get super spoilery on Legends of Tomorrow 202, the Justice Society of America. To recap, in Nazi-occupied Paris, the Legends get their asses handed to them by the Justice Society of America. The JSA find out that the Legends are from the future, that Nate Heywood is Commander Steele's grandson, and that Rex showed up, warned them not to come to 1942, and then fizzled out of history. Eobard Thawne shows up and offers the Nazis a super-soldier serum, even though they can't really call it that, in exchange for an item of some sort. Nate Heywood notices his grandfather's dog tags that he wears around his neck are missing. They've been erased from history because something has now changed. His grandfather and the JSA die the next day, which means he will soon stop existing. The Legends insert themselves into a Nazi nightclub where the JSA are undercover, and they start a brawl thanks to Ray not wanting to heil Hitler. Nate Heywood is discovered to be a hemophiliac, which means his blood can't clot, a reason he was so taken with the Legends and the stories of his grandfather. Baron Kreiger uses Thawne's super-soldier serum to become a super-Nazi Hulk, which is actually Captain Nazi, if you're familiar with the comics. While the Legends and JSA ambush a Nazi convoy. Everyone gets out but Ray and Vixen.Sara is put in charge by Stein, who buckles under pressure and feels that Sara is more equipped to be leader. Ray makes a deal to make more super-soldier serum, but winds up altering it. The JSA and Legends mount a rescue mission, and Nate almost gets killed. He won't even heal from his hemophilia until Ray gives him an altered form of the super-serum. Now it looks like he's going to get powers. Finally, Rex places the amulet that they were looking for the whole time inside the JSA museum room, but Eobard Thawne comes in, steals the amulet, and seemingly kills Rex Tyler. Whew.
Did you say seemingly just to give me, hope?
I said seemingly because we didn't actually see him die.
He sure was sputtering like he was dying.
He was sputtering, and Vixen was crying.
I want the next episode to start with landing in some freaking where they realize something changed drastically. They look back at 1942 and go, oh no, we left too early. God, right. I like that actor. He I don't know what he did before Suits. That's where I learned about him. He did a great job over there. Is doing, I guess. I think.
Yeah.
And it's freaking Rex Tyler. That's the anvil you dropped on me at the end of last year. And don't take him so soon.
Right. I'd like to see Rex Tyler a bit more. But you know what?
We didn't even get to see Mariglow. I'm so mad about that. I wanted to see where does he keep his little pills and stuff.
I think we might see it. I think they're going to redo it or undo it. So the Justice Society, they're kind of dicks.
They really are.
Just all of them. They're just dicks. They're just asses.
They were not very understanding.
And I enjoyed the episode for the most part. I thought it was a fun romp. I will say this: I have never been so disappointed by a portrayal of a character. Well, since Laurel Lance, as I was with Dr. Midnight. That guy was terrible.
Yeah, he didn't get a lot done.
I mean, they show him seeing, and I don't know, they show him seeing in the dark. I'm like, okay, cool, we've got the proto Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that Daredevil's in the DC canon.
By the way, I should say that for everyone's graphics looked fantastic.
Yes. But Dr. Midnight in the comics, he was Daredevil.
Yeah.
Way 30 years before Daredevil ever was invented in Marvel. I don't remember Dr. Midnight standing around doing nothing for long periods of time while everyone around him fought.
Yeah, he just kind of chills. I don't know.
I don't know.
It didn't make a ton of sense.
the way the hood was on his face, or around his head, well, one, the guy was a bad actor. He was just bad. Everything he said was just really weird and over the top, but in a really subdued way. It was just bad. Two, the hood on his head, the way, I mean, yes, it's very comic accurate, but maybe it was just the shape of the dude's face. He looked like Handyman from In Living Color. Damon Wayans' Handyman.
Actually, a little bit, yeah.
And it just took me so out. I was just like expecting him to just, I don't know, start being Handyman or something. He was just bad. I don't know. It was just a weird choice.
I didn't expect much out of him at all. In a way, you are right. Like, in a way, Obsidian was much better because he just came on, had awesome powers, and then didn't do much. He just, you got the feeling that if he wanted to, he could make it very bad for you.
Well, look, they've already said that they've cast a young and old version of Obsidian. And the old version is Lance Hendrickson, and oh my gosh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
I expect big things from that. And his powers are dope. Oh my god, seeing those like play on in like live action, I was fangirling.
You wondered how it would translate. It translated great. Looked fantastic.
Yeah. I was a little underwhelmed by Commander Steel. I kind of thought he was a little I don't know.
No, he didn't underwhelm me at all.
Not Commander Steel-ish. He was fine. He just, you're thinking more of a Captain America type,
Yeah, but
and he kind of wasn't.
That's actually the reason, though, I liked it so much was we didn't get to see that side, and he gives this great speech about why he didn't go into Captain America mode because with his apparent grandson there, and he comes to believe he actually is his grandson over the course of the episode. Like he's being a dick on purpose. He doesn't want him to. I mean, some really great lines in there with those two about you should know you don't have to be a soldier to be a hero, and think about like it's every child's obligation to live their own life. He's got great moments with these guys.
Yeah. So there's a bit here where the Legends are undercover at this Nazi nightclub, and I get it. I understand the inclination, but dude, you are undercover. Heil freaking Hitler. Like, I understand it. Like, it hurts you to your core to do it.
But that's what undercover means.
You
take on another personality. It would be our Boy Scout here, though, that refused to do it.
Maybe don't try to get your entire team killed because you're unwilling to say Heil Hitler.
Right.
Jeez. You jackass. Randall Smith, actually, a listener, Randall Smith, wrote us and said, in the nightclub, Professor Stein sang Edelweiss, written in the 1950s for The Sound of Music. The song is about an Austrian flower, but sung by a main character in the Sound of Music who was pressured to join the Navy after the annexation of the country by Nazi Germany. So basically Stein was saying, fuck you to the Germans.
Yeah.
I have never watched The Sound of Music. I've heard it in the background when I was growing up. My sister used to listen to it from time to time. Didn't care for it.
It was never my cup of tea, really but cool. I remember the story being, at the back end of Germany, and it very much not painting a good picture of the Nazis. So
right. I actually didn't remember it.
I wouldn't have a clue just listening to it. Like, oh, that's from Sound of Music. I wouldn't know a damn thing, but yeah, it's a good jab.
It's a nice jab.
And you knew where the storyline was going with Victor and Sarah. Like, as soon as Rick says, "I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm talking to the leader," that look on her face, like, yeah, you try that out, see how it goes.
Yeah, Stein was bad.
He
just folded under pressure.
He buckled, yeah, huge. I mean, I'm sure he's
kind of annoyed that Stein keeps having to be reminded that Jax can feel him inside of his head. I'm like, dude, you did this all last season. Like, Hey, Gray, you keep forgetting. I can feel what's in your head. Yeah, no, none of us have forgotten.
Yeah.
I don't know why Stein keeps forgetting and trying to be such a braggart piece of shit. But just...
I would try. If I knew there was somebody who actually could sense my thoughts, I would actively try to forget that.
I guess, but just to the point where you're just lying to the guy, even though he's like sitting there going, yeah, I know you're a liar. What are you doing?
I can literally feel you lying to me. Come on. Sorry.
But that's Stein's character. I mean, you know that he's going to try to be the leader, and you know that he's not going to do well at it.
Yeah.
Again, really annoyed by the JSA being such dicks to the Legends. City Consolation, Dr. Palmer, you're not really a hero. Well, screw you too, jerk.
She undicks later.
I know, she undicks later, but
the moment.
Damn.
Yeah, they were harsh coming in. They were harsh. Mm-hmm. No doubt about it.
Happy that Stein went ahead and said Lance was the proper leader, because she kind of is.
Yeah.
She's sliding into that role pretty well.
Yeah. He's watched her become the beating heart and steady hand of this group.
That was a good line.
It was. And true.
Favorite line of the episode, though. Sir, sentries have reported a man made of fire flying through the forest. I laughed way too hard at that line.
Yeah, that one was a bit silly.
I enjoyed all the little jokes about how they couldn't call it super-serum.
Right.
Even though it's clearly what it was.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you know the comics, like I said earlier, Baron Kreiger is he's a character called Captain Nazi, and they basically he was a character that they just parodied Captain America from. He takes like a super soldier type of serum and becomes Captain Nazi. Mm-hmm. That's who this cat was, this Baron Kreiger guy. I don't know. Do they actually call him Captain Nazi at any given point?
I think so. I thought he was just called Kreiger most of the episode. Or Captain.
Yeah. Or the Baron.
Yeah. And Captain Nazi is such a kind of ridiculous phrase. I think we'd remember if they slipped it in, but...
It just seems like something Jax would say, you know?
Yeah, if they're going to do it, it would be like...
Captain
yeah,
Nazi.
Like Palmer could definitely call him, like, yeah, Captain Nazi. But I think it would have to be sarcastic like that. Maybe they didn't, we didn't notice it, but...
Yeah.
You know what I did notice?
What?
They do this to us all the time. In the back of the loading bay again, Cord Industries. And more boxes.
I didn't notice.
You bastards. I'm still just actively resenting it now when I see Cord Industries somewhere. Stop teasing me!
Well, you know, someone online, and I posted a link to it on our Twitter, but has, through their article, reminded me of a storyline in 52. Not New 52, but the old 52 series, right before the 1 year later arc, that there was a whole bit where Booster Gold needed to work behind the scenes even without Skeets knowing. So Booster went to Rip and they made a plan where they faked their own deaths, or Booster faked his own death. And they had a pretty interesting theory that that's what Rip was doing. Like when Rex Tyler shows up, everyone looks shocked except for Rip, who looks sick. He looks queasy.
Oh.
So Rip, they surmise that Rip is actually doing a similar thing in reference to
it's not bad.
In reference to that storyline. Yeah.
Rooting for that now.
Like in that storyline, Booster like winds up showing up as a new superhero in disguise. Like we could see that from Rip. Like he should show up somewhere along the line as a different character.
Yeah, it's workable too.
It's part of the plan.
They said they mentioned this in there, like Rex disappears kind of in front of him, right? And then Eobard mentions that he didn't disappear; he was erased. That's what they were seeing. It wasn't a glitch. It was. I guess you could have guessed that on the graphic. The graphic did look very similar to when Eobard went away, but Rip might have seen Rex disappear that way and thought, "Oh shit," and kind of knew that his team would go back there at some point, just investigating, but that he might need to be off the radar to see what happens. Yeah, it's totally plausible.
Yeah, I doubt they're going to kill him off. We haven't seen a body or anything, so
yeah,
that's usually a pretty fair indication. You know how these shows go.
Yeah.
So I didn't know where I should put this. I put it here. Our listener Jason Smith says, "Hi guys, Jason here. I'm the one who called Kronos was Heatwave in Legends last year. I have another prediction to make. This time it's Dr. Alchemy. I just binged watched the first 3 episodes to catch up. As you pointed out in your podcast, Alchemy was saying some interesting things. This is over in The Flash. Saying some interesting things about preparing the Earth. That coupled with them announcing that the big crossover event will be taken from the miniseries Invasion, and Dr. Alchemy's mask leads me to believe that Alchemy is either working for or is a Dominator. In the miniseries, the Dominators were interested in harvesting the metagene to create their own powered people. I also think maybe they might be pulling some from the Bloodlines miniseries where humans were turned into metas after an alien parasite fed on them. If I remember right, when the humans got their powers, they emerged from husks, but not 100% sure on that. If you look at the pics I posted, which we know what the Dominators look like, the mask is the same, Dr. Alchemy's mask is the same general shape of a Dominator face. The mask has a filter rebreather on it, which would make sense for an alien. Also, with them announcing 2 villains this year, Alchemy and Savitar, on The Flash, it would make sense if Alchemy was a Dominator for a storyline to be resolved in the Invasion crossover event to make way for the Savitar story for the rest of that season. Another thought is that Julian Albert could still be Alchemy. If he is, I think he is either a Dominator in disguise or he's working for them. Either way, my prediction is that Alchemy is tied to or is a Dominator. Keep up the podcasting. I love listening to them each week. I guess I should have put that on the Flash episode.
Yeah, maybe.
But with the crossover, it's going to be involved in Legends of Tomorrow anyway. So
yeah, the crossover is what got you there. That's incredibly plausible. Like, I don't think I can think of any reason to count that out.
Yeah,
all that could work. I mean, he did call Heatwave.
That was a good call too.
It was a good call.
All right, what else we got on Legends here?
I know where they saved their money for this episode. The bomber shots.
In the where?
When the actual bombs being released by their backup. That's where they saved their money to get the rest of it right.
Yeah, that was kind of rough.
Well done, though.
Ooh.
I didn't have a lot else for this. I'm starting to really like the time detective guy. He's grown on me.
Mm-hmm. Are you excited that he's going to be a superhero, it looks like? I mean, we know he's supposed to be, Citizen Steel, but...
Yeah, I'm excited for him.
You sound like it.
I know, it's super enthused, right?
I'm excited for it.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be really good.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely super. I'm very, very happy. Thrilled, really beyond any measure about this new development.
Oh, man. Okay. So, I don't know where they're going with Legends. I'm assuming we're going to get a lot more JSA coming up.
Yeah, they better turn that plane around, buddy. I don't know what's going on with the amulet either.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal with the amulet is.
I'm sure Dark needs it for something.
Yeah, I would assume. I don't know why I sound so fatigued by that concept, but... yeah, magic amulet. Dark one upside down the other is bullshit.
Yeah.
Here's my question. But how did Rex Tyler know that Eobard Thawne was a time traveler?
He gave him a little speech about you were erased from the timeline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't remember
it's
that.
enough, and I got to give him points for making his last words. He thinks he's dying, even if he's gonna make it. You got to give him points for making his last words useful.
Yeah.
I mean, rather than saying, Vixen, it's your team now, or ouch, this really hurts, or something, that wouldn't help him in any way, like, time traveler, look into time travelers.
Rex, remember the Alamo.
Yeah.
What?
Vixen, I left the stove on.
Vixen, don't let anyone else know we have closed circuit television yet.
Yeah. It'll cause riots. That was a good looking retro closed circuit system.
It was fun. Mm-hmm. It was fun. A lot of this is just fun. No,
I'm enjoying the holidays. Yeah, I told you earlier, I find myself not having a ton to actually say about Legends right now because they do these awesome spectacled fight scenes that all I can really say at the end of it was, man, that looked great.
Yeah.
Good action. It doesn't leave a lot to discuss though. Mm-mm. But I will say it for a matter of form, they looked great.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know. Did Mari McCabe? Did she just psychically figure out that she should call herself Vixen, or was there something in her family, or
I haven't.
Is there something? Huh?
I haven't the slightest. Yeah, if there's anything I was truly disappointed by in the episode, it's for an episode called Justice League of America. We found out very little about them.
Yeah.
Did I say Justice League or Justice Society? Anyway.
Justice Society is what you meant.
That's what I meant. Thought I heard myself saying something stupid. Yeah, we found very little information there about the cats, but there's plenty of time. They'll go back for him. Save Rex.
Yeah. I would really like to know if, or why she has a Mari McCabe suit that early, and why she's calling herself Vixen, because I thought that was kind of a Mari thing, but they haven't really explained that she just got the name and the suit from, an ancestor or whatever.
No, I'm not holding it against them, though. They didn't explain anything about any JSA members, so if they go back,
I'm holding it against them.
If they go back and give me a bad explanation, I'll address it then.
I don't even care if it's a bad explanation at this point. There's enough right on the Flash and Legends of Tomorrow and Arrow at this point that I don't even care. I don't care if it's a bad explanation. I just want an explanation.
Well, you'll get one. They'll go back.
It's like, when they finally explained why the Klingons don't have ridges in the original Star Trek series.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't necessarily the best explanation ever. I enjoyed the explanation, mostly just because it was an explanation.
You just wanted to have it. All right, well, just be patient now. Be patient. You just met these guys.
All right.
Give them just a minute.
I'm not a doctor, Jason.
Mm-hmm. Can't be that patient.
I don't have a lot of patience.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you, Groucho Marx. On the other hand, there are more fingers.
That's a bad road. It's a bad road.
It's a tough road to hoe, man.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, can I just say, I actually did. I looked up the guy that Stein said he had a passing resemblance to, the singer.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name? Max something.
Not a clue.
I actually looked the guy up, though. Stein looks nothing like the guy.
Oh, yeah. I didn't look him up. I just kind of assumed that Stein would find an excuse to sing, and since he's leader, they wouldn't think anyone would stop him. I tried to point out that this might be a bad plan. He just didn't seem to care much.
I mean, he seemed pretty upset that they wanted him to sing, but just like he was such a
he's playing coy.
He's such an asshole. Like, I bear more than a passing resemblance. I mean, you're a white dude with white hair.
Yeah.
That was about it, dude. That was about it.
He's got like 2 hands, 2 feet. It's pretty.
And I was hoping. I actually went to Victor Garber's IMDb page because I was hoping, like, okay, he doesn't look like the real cat, but maybe
it's
he
a
played
reference
him.
to a movie he made or something.
Yeah, maybe he played the guy in a movie. He didn't. Not that I could see. So, yeah. I don't know. I was just, I was hoping there was something there that wasn't. It was just like, nope, he just didn't look like that guy at all.
I believe it. I was trying to get to the promo. Oh, yeah. I was trying to find the promo for what was going on next week. They're not going to just turn the ship around immediately, at least. They're going to the samurai era for this one.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
So I'll be in suspense for a few weeks.
I remember that episode. I mean, I look forward to watching that episode. I'm not a time traveler.
Yeah. Just face it, you've been caught.
Damn.
Yeah. Now go get that damn book from Back to the Future so we can make some money.
Even having seen those movies, I would still do some shit like that.
No way.
Gotta change the timeline.
No way I could stop myself. No way I could stop
myself.
Oh
man!
Not a chance.
Speaking of Back to the Future, I love that reference to it in this episode where Stein is about to sing and he tells the guy to watch. He's like, "Watch me for the changes and try to keep up."
Mm-hmm.
That was like direct quote from Marty McFly to the band when he's about to sing "Johnny Be Good."
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Uh huh.
I'll be damned.
That was beautiful.
I'll be damned.
All right, that's all I think that's all I've got for this episode.
Yeah, we're done.
Guys, thank you so much for listening to DC On Screen. You can find every episode on DCOnScreen.com. Be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever pods are caught. We are proud members of the Giant Size Team Up Network, GiantSizeTeamUp.com. We're going to be coming back on Tuesday morning with news episode. You guys know how much you like our news episodes. So, until then, keep some DC on your screen.